What we are doing here today is paying a part of our debt by remembering the heroes who have served our great nation in one of our military armed services. Memorial Day is in honor of those who served, in tribute of those who perished, in gratitude of those still serving. So I would ask you to rise if you are able for our flag raising and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by our familiar Touch of Broadway singers directed by Carol Hunziker.
Appreciate that. And I also, on behalf of the city, would like to thank the foundation, the Parade of Flags Foundation, for their awesome effort to put this event on. This is truly one of the great events that we have in our community every year. And I know it's just not the 6 or 7 board members and people that you have. Obviously, they could not put all these flags up, as there's all these flags, and then there's another couple hundred down along the lake. So appreciate all the foundation board and all the volunteers it took to put this event on. It's just awesome, and that's what makes Storm Lake a great place to be, is all the volunteerism and working together to pull something like this off. On behalf of the city of Storm Lake, I would like to welcome everybody here today for our annual Memorial Day Parade of Flags. It is our opportunity to honor our heroes who've passed away over this past year. It's also an opportunity to take in this awesome sight as you look across the courtyard square and see all these flags representing our neighbors, our friends, and loved ones who were once the fabric of our community. And more importantly today, we recognize their contributions to our great country. Today we take the time to remember these men and women who served to protect the freedoms that we as Americans hold so dear, and some paying the ultimate sacrifice for those freedoms. We thank and remember them today. This is also the day to remember and pray for those servicemen and women and their families as they serve our country now. When you see them, let them know how proud and thankful you are for their service and sacrifices they give to us. Thanks again for joining us today. I hope you enjoy this program and have a great Memorial Day. Thank you.
Your teeming shore. It's high, high, he in the field artillery. Call off your numbers loud and strong. And wherever we go, you will always know that those caissons come rolling along.
Coast Guard.
We're always ready for the call. We place our trust in thee. Through surf and storm and howling gale, I shall our purpose be. Semper Paratus is our guide, our fame and glory too. To fight, to save, or fight and die, I Coast Guard, we're all for you.
Marines.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First we fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines.
Air Force.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder, and the boys giving them a gun. Down we dive, starting a flame from under, off with one terrible storm. We live in fame of a down in flame, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
Space Force.
With a mighty watchful eye, guardians beyond the blue, the invisible front line, war fighters brave and true, boldly reaching into space. There's no limit to our sky, standing guard with night and day, with the Space Force from on high.
Navy.
Anchors away, my boys, anchors away. Farewell to college joys, we sail and break of day, 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 day. Through our last night on shore, drink to the foam, until we meet once more. Here's wishing you a happy voyage home. Hands to the prairies, to the ocean, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
This year, the Parade of Flags Foundation will dedicate 7 more flags. I'm going to ask you to stand again as we bring them in from the back of the trailer to be placed in their place on the courthouse lawn here. The first one we do is Henry M. Nelson, World War II, United States Navy. Next is Lawrence V. Hofford, World War II U.S. Marines. Next is Charles W. Tucker, peacetime U.S. Marines. Robert M. Hardin, Vietnam, U.S. Air Force. Robert L. Peck, peacetime, United States Army. Byron J. Loving, Korea, U.S. Air Force. John J. O'Leary, peacetime, United States Army. We now raise these flags and place them on the soil of the nation they promised to defend. God bless the veterans, and God bless the USA. The Staff Sergeant Keegan Swinson of Alta, Iowa. Staff Sergeant Swinson has served in the Iowa Army National Guard for 15 years. He is currently the Recruiting and Retention NCO for Storm Lake. Prior to this assignment, he was the Training NCO for Fox Company 334th BSB in Storm Lake. He is a 2008 graduate of Alta High School. He and his wife Allison, formerly Allison Kaufmel of Storm Lake, have 3 children: Josie, who's 8, Hank, 5, and Owen, 1 year old. Please welcome our guest speaker, Staff Sergeant Keegan Swinson.
Good morning. Can't have a nice day in Northwest Iowa without a little bit of wind, so if my papers blow away here, this might be the shortest speech in history. Good morning and welcome to today's ceremonies. Thank you for attending. I'm Staff Sergeant Keegan Svensson, and I stand before you as a proud member of the Iowa Army National Guard. I'm honored to be speaking on such an important occasion. As we gather here on the solemn occasion of Memorial Day, we come together not only to remember, but to honor. We gather to pay tribute to the brave men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our nation. These individuals, our brothers and sisters in arms, embody the true spirit of courage, dedication, and selflessness. Next month, we begin a commemoration of the 80th anniversary of D-Day. As we mark that milestone and gather on this Memorial Day, we are again reminded of the true cost of war. On June 6, 1944, more than 160,000 Allied troops landed along a 50-mile stretch of heavily fortified French coastline to fight Nazi Germany on the beaches of Normandy. As troops began heading toward the French coast on that historic day, General Dwight D. Eisenhower pledged that we will accept nothing less than full victory. From the earliest days of our nation's history to the present day, Iowa has answered the call to service with unwavering dedication and courage. Our soldiers and airmen have stood on the front lines of freedom, facing danger and adversity with resolve and determination. Memorial Day is a time for reflection, a time to pause and recognize the profound debt of gratitude we owe to those who have given their lives in defense of our freedom. It is a day to honor their sacrifice and ensure that their memory lives on in our hearts and in our actions. In the aftermath of September 11, 2001, National Guard members were among the first to respond by providing security, aid, and support to the fellow Americans. 21 Iowans lost their lives in the war on terrorism. United States Army soldier, Private First Class Brian A. Butello, was only 19 when he was killed by a roadside bomb. Excuse me. 17 years after his death, there are still online testimonials dedicated to PFC Butello's memory. The memory that speak of how he loved life and serving his country. On one such page, there are messages from those who knew and loved him. One message is from a friend. One message is from a friend he graduated high school with. It says, Brian loved to sing, he loved to play guitar, and he relished loudly to drive his car up and down Main Street with his buddies. There are thousands of online pages just like this, eternal digital spaces that exist solely to honor the memory and service members that we have lost. Through the words of those who knew them, how amazing it is that we are able to share kind words and memories dedicated to the service members who paid the ultimate price, nearly anywhere and anytime. There is a quote by President Abraham Lincoln that resonates deeply on this day. Honor the soldier and sailor everywhere who bravely bears their country's cause. Honor also the citizen who cares for his brother and sister in the field and serves the best they can the same cause. These words remind us that the commitment to serve one country is not limited to those in uniform. It extends to every citizen who upholds the values of liberty, justice, and equality for which our service members have fought and died. It is a reminder that the sacrifices made by our fallen heroes were not in vain, but rather a testament to the enduring strength of our nation and ideals for which it stands. Let us renew our pledge to honor the legacy of those who have gone before us. Let us strive to live lives worthy of their sacrifice, to cherish the freedoms they fought to defend, and uphold the principles for which they gave their last full measure of devotion. Excuse me. Many service members have given their lives for our freedom. During Civil War, more than 620,000 soldiers have died. During World Wars I and II, 400,000 American military personnel lost their lives. The Department of Defense reports that nearly 55,000 American servicemen and women lost their lives in the Korean War. And during the Vietnam War, 58,220 service members lost their lives. Today's military forces are dedicated to fighting America's wars, protecting our homeland during crisis and disasters, building global partnerships to ensure that the security of our nation. Since the tragic events of 9/11, approximately 7,000 U.S. service members have lost their lives in the conflicts that followed. When we add all wars since the Civil War, nearly 1.5 million service members have given their lives to defend our way of life. My heartfelt condolences to anyone here today that has lost a loved one, a brother, a friend, or a sister in arms while defending our freedom. May we never forget the debt that we owe our fallen comrades, and may we always remember that freedom is not free. It is bought and paid for with blood, sweat, and tears of those who have gone before us. Let us honor their memory with not just kind words, but with deeds. Deeds such as teaching our children and grandchildren the Pledge of Allegiance and teaching them to stand with reverence during our nation's anthem. Let us live our lives in a manner that would make them proud, knowing that we do so in their name, in their service to the greatest nation on earth. Thank you.